Hi Zoe, it's Mrs. Fox. Sorry to hear you are sick today. I'm going to miss you. I thought I would go ahead and do another practice video for you so you can have some new things to work on this week when you're feeling better, and so you can progress in your book. We're going to be learning a new note today. So the new note is your treble E. So last week we learned treble D in the practice video, and we learned about stepping up and stepping down on the lines and spaces. So this week we're going to be skipping. So we're going to have songs that will step and skip. So skipping is basically if you go from line to the next line above or the next line below, that is a skip. Or it could be two spaces. So the next space above or the next space below, starting on a space. So space to space or line to line. So those are skips. So when you see those patterns, even if you're not thinking of the note name, you can see the pattern is skipping versus stepping. Okay? Okay, so if you turn to where it says treble E, new note, go ahead and write in those E's on the bottom line, because that's where the E belongs. And Ellie is our animal. Ellie the elephant is the animal that will remind us of the E's. And she's just walking along on that, her head is on that bottom line. So if you turn the page at the very top on E as an elephant, it says color the E's red. Go ahead and do that too. And then on the piece E as an elephant, the first thing I want you to do is look through and see if there are any skips. There might not be. So first see if there's any skips, line to line or space to space. And if there's not, then you know that you're going to just be stepping in this song. But if there is, you might want to circle where it might be. So I'm going to first play E as an elephant, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Ellie. 4. And the other thing I wanted to remind you of is if you forgot to do your warm-up that I showed you last week, go ahead and do that this week to warm up with just starting on C and going up and down, just practice keeping your hand nice and round while you're doing that, okay? Okay, so Ellie is our next piece, and it shows you an example of some skips at the top of the page. It says from C to E is 3 notes, D is between them. That is a skip, or what's called a third interval. A third just means it's skipping twice. So you go first note, skips the second note, and then it lands on the third note. And so it has a little example of what skips look like when they're going from line to line. So on Ellie, there are some skips for sure. So I want you to take a second and find those skips and go ahead and circle those. And I'll go ahead and play Ellie while you're doing that. 4. So how many skips did you find? Okay, you'll have to tell me next week. All right, the next piece, this will be your last one. So, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. So Dry Bones is one of my favorite ones. It's a fun one. It has a repeat sign, and this also has some stepping and skipping. So go ahead and find those skips again while I play. Repeat. So you'll do it again. Okay, so on that one, I'll check and see if you got all your skips. So this week, go ahead and start on those new pieces with adding your E and with your skips. And then also review your pieces that had just C and D. And I'll hear all of them next week. And then don't forget to also practice your Keyboard Festival piece on Piano Maestro. And I'll hear everything when you come back and are feeling better next time. Also, I have your Keyboard Festival t-shirt that I'll give you next week as well. All right. See you then. Bye.